Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm delighted to be here on my mat. Always a good combination of Sira and Sukha, that is the discipline and the strength required, and also the sweetness and pleasure of practicing yoga and pranayama and meditation all mixed up together. So I'm interested in working on some asanas today that open our hips, and I'm going to celebrate the returning of the light, because I live at latitude 53. It's very dark. Winter solstice, the end of December, is very dark. And now things are looking up, and I'm very happy to be announcing light may be coming through these dark windows, even as we practice, possibly. So let's just sit here. I will need a block, perhaps, or two, and perhaps a strap, and perhaps a blanket. I'm going to just mute my friends here somehow. Mute everyone. I'm muting you. Where are you? Here you are.
And pin.
Did I think I pinned myself, but I don't think I muted you. Would you mind muting yourself?
Sure.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
I can't seem to find the mute today. I don't know why.
Here we go.
Thank you. Okay, good. Alrighty. So here we are again. We're going to sit in Dandasana, and we're going to work with our hips, and hip strengthening, I think, gives us a lot of fortitude and strength to meet the day. And it also affords us mobility, which we need. We need to have ambition these days to conquer the destructive forces that surround us. I can say that as an Albertan. The destructive forces are very near, and globally we're not doing too well either. So I'm just sitting up here with my pressing out through my feet, and I'm drawing my belly button towards my spine, and I'm drawing in those abdominal muscles. So belly breathing is all about release in our belly often. However, to sit up, to keep our posture, it's important to draw in those abdominal muscles just to keep us upright. And we have a little magnanimous puppeteer drawing a string from the crown chakra up to one of those lovely stars twinkling in the sky. And I'm just inhaling here and exhaling and relieving myself of my worries and concerns, at least a few of them. And I'm inhaling and exhaling. And as I do that, I'm going to tilt forward with a straight back. Now I'm cheating here because I'm looking at the camera. You can't see that my back is possibly not as straight as it could be. But I can't go too far forward with a straight back. So it's an exercise in effort, will, and discipline not to go too far, to know what my limits are. So it's an exercise in humility. And now I'm just going to move over my legs and come down. And here you can be holding onto your strap up here and just curve over. Or you can hold onto your shins, or you could hold onto the outside of your feet or the top of your toes, and just feel yourself surrendering here. And we're inhaling and exhaling, and let's just roll up right now at the very beginning and then do it again. So we're going to go over straight back and then curve over And then feeling the crown of our head moving towards our feet. So we're lengthening as well as allowing gravity to help us move down. You could use your elbows here if you like to draw yourself forward and down. And we're going to stay here for about 90 seconds just to allow us to feel the potential transformation of not only our muscles, but our connective tissue. It takes a while for that to get, to touch that in any instrumental way. All right, here we go. Now we're going to roll up. Good. And we're going to take our foot, one foot, and we're going to draw it in. And I'm going to just use my foot here. I'm going to draw it in really out, just outside my ribs here. So you don't really need your strap here. You can just draw your foot in like you are, you're drawing back an arrow in a bow. And now I'm going to stretch that leg out. Now this might be a bit too much for you. If that's the case, just stay here and just move forward and back. But you could hold on to your toe and come up. Now the object here is to keep your back straight. So I can't remember what pose this is. It's a pose where you're standing on the floor and your leg is up and you're holding on to, say, your big toe. And you're feeling really like you could conquer the world. If you can stand on one foot, especially your wobbly broken ankle foot, and reach your other foot up like this in a kind of almost splits movement, you are a goddess of some kind, which I've not quite achieved that status ever. So here we go. So let's bring that back, draw it back. I'm just going to draw it back here. And then let's bring it forward. And here, once again, I'm drawing my spine, the top of my head up, and I'm pressing out through my heel here. And last time, let's draw it back and then spread it, stretch it out here. Good. All right, put that foot down and shake your legs out a bit. Let's try the other one. So here we go. I'm drawing this foot back. I seem to have sprained my ankle for a second time this year. I fell yesterday on the ice on the way to teach a yoga class, which was a punishing event. So here I'm just drawing back and managing to keep my sorry ankle in line so it doesn't hurt. And now I'm just going to stretch it up. Now let's see, I'll show you from the side so you'll know that I'm maybe not cheating. I might be. Let's just see how I'm doing here. Oh yeah, here we go. So that's not too bad. Here's a straight back and pressing out through both heels and sitting up here with a nice straight back, my little magnanimous puppeteer. I don't know what her name is. Think of one. Good. And you can draw your leg up and then set it down. Oops. I'm going to massage my thighs a bit here, and then I'm going to try it one more time. Here. Is this Heron pose? I think it's something like that. Anyway, if you're standing, if this foot is on the floor and you're up and kind of almost splits, it's Heron pose. So this is a preparation for it. All right, good. And let's put our legs in a pose, Gomukhasana for Hatha Yoga, and sit up. Now here you can have something to sit on, a blanket or a pillow. I'll sit on a little cushion just to draw my to lift my hips a little. It helps in my poses where it tips me forward slightly and gives me a sense of lift. I'm just going to hold on to my toes here, and I'm going to draw my legs down. Now, this might be too much for you, so you might put some padding, a cushion or blocks underneath your legs. And I'm just breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And thinking about letting all the light in reminds me of my eye exercises. So let's drop our chin. And while we're doing that, we're going to look at our third eye, that point between our eyebrows. And then we're going to lift our head, our chin up and look at our nose. And then we're going to drop our chin and look between our eyes. And then lift our head up and look at our nose. And all this is a diversion from the fact that our groin is opening and it is uncomfortable. It's not painful. There's no pain in these yinish yoga poses. There is perhaps discomfort. And if there's discomfort, then you can ease up a little and then move back into it. Or you can stop and do something else. But since I'm a bit competitive with myself, I like to make progress. So I like to find my edge, move into it, feel the discomfort, really revel in moving somewhere I hadn't before, and then letting go when that edge is a bit much, and then moving back into it. So here we are, and I can feel my groin opening, and it's quite delicious to hold onto your toes and really hold them back, give them a good stretch. Good. Now we have this lovely opening here. Now let's see if we can, I was just doing a class with one of my favorite teachers, Pat, and she was doing shoelace, which is a difficult pose. But let's just do, she went at it through fire log. So let's try fire log, which is putting your one foot on your towards your knee and the other one underneath, and you're just sitting with a straight back, and you are thinking about your hips, which are opening. And once again, you may have something underneath here holding up to your leg if it's very stiff, because this is a process. It's a life journey, and some days are better than others. Some are worse. All right. And I'm just breathing here and feeling, imagining a sunny day, the sun on my head. And with this short hair, I can feel it beating onto my scalp. I feel my scalp sweating with the sun. And I feel like I am a sunflower just opening up. I'm going to dedicate this practice to my mother, who suffers from Alzheimer's, and I have a very wonderful photograph of her in her garden with sunflowers, and she has her face beside a sunflower, pretending to be a sunflower. I'm going to dedicate it to my mother, whose name is Olive Lorraine McTavish. That was her maiden name. Good. Now let's just lift our legs up and move into the other leg on top so that we treat very democratic yoga. We try to treat each side of our body the same. even though we know they're different. So we actually will find one side will stretch or will ache more than the other. We just have to be patient and love our little idiosyncrasies, our little asymmetrical idiosyncrasies. Good. Now my dog is starting to bark because she's mad at me because I put her in her crate. So you'll have to excuse her. Now I'm going to just lift my legs up here and I'm going to stretch them out. Now comes the real challenge. We're going to lift our legs up again. And let's just give ourselves a little hug here since we haven't done anything for our upper body. Let's give ourselves a hug. Curve over our legs. You could just drop your head and feel that sense of support and care, the self-care, the care for others. And now we're going to just come back and we'll take one leg and we will draw the foot towards, the heel is towards your glute, and then the other foot, we're going to draw that one over top in some semblance of this pose, which is quite demanding. So one leg, I don't know whether you can see this with my pants, but one knee is on top of the other, and we're just keeping our legs perfectly situated in this pose, which I think this is called shoelace. So, and I'm going to put my hands behind me and just stretch my chest out and give myself a really lovely back bend in this pose. Then I'm going to run away and get the dog and put the dog out. And then she won't be barking and growling anymore. Good. So you can stay in this pose for a moment and I will be right back. Good. Now you can just come out of that pose. You can come out, however, just by drawing your legs out. And let's stretch your legs out and just give them a jiggle here. Good. Very good. Now let's try the other way. So I'm going to put, this would be your right foot under, and then my other leg I'm putting on top. And this is a tricky thing. I have quite ample calves, so it's a tricky thing to get these all organized so that one leg is on top of the other. This is a very nice pose for your hips, and it also is one that teaches you humility, because I would like to do this pose a little bit better, but I cannot at the moment. So I'm doing my best, which is all that we can do. And once again, I'm going to put my hands behind me, my fingers, tent my fingers, and just press my chest up into a back bend. I can really give myself a nice back bend here while I'm sitting in shoelace. Now I'm going to come up, I'm going to give myself a hug, walk my fingers towards my back, and I've got my, I'm going to open my legs up. If I have my, say I have my left leg up, I'm going to put my left arm under, and come up into eagle arms. So this is a strange pairing, but it works perfectly. So here I'm pushing I'm drawing my elbows up, and I'm pressing my hands forwards. So this is opening my shoulders. And I'm inhaling and exhaling. Yesterday in my in-person class at the local community center here, the theme was light, the coming of the light, and I played 4 versions of Here Comes the Sun. The Beatles, Nina Simone, Richie Havens, and another woman whose name I cannot recall, and it was fantastic. But I think if I'm doing this for YouTube, I'm not sure I can have music in the classes. I think copyright issues might be a problem. All right, now I'm going to open my arms up, and I'm going to once again stretch my arms back just to stretch my arms a bit and lift my chest up. Breathing here. And then coming back and stretching my legs out. Good. Now, let's come down onto our belly. Throw the dog toy away. And I'm just going to stretch out here just to do, once again, a couple of back bends here. So just hands under the shoulders and pressing up into a cobra, a low cobra, and then coming down. And with this, I want us to come up with our shoulders and then our chest and then our head, and then come down. We're going to tent our fingers, bend our elbows, and come up again. And then we're going to come down. And one more time, up. And then we're going to come down. Good. Now we're going to just put our hands under our forehead and lift one leg up, and then we're going to curve over to the other side. And then lift that leg up. And let's stretch our arms out here and lift up. Lift one leg up and drop that foot to the floor, curving over. And a nice twist. And then this prone twist on the other side, one more time. Good. Very nice. It's quite a deep twist, but also very gentle. And then we'll try that again on the other side. Let's point our toe, bend our knee, lift our knee up, and drop that toe to the ground. Good. And then come back. And let's put our hands underneath us and come up into tabletop. And we'll just do a few cat and cow just to move our spine. We've done some wonderful work with our legs and our hips. Let's move our spine, and let's just really wiggle our spine. You know, be a snake. Move your spine snake-like in whatever direction you like. It's very liberating. As we know, chronological age is one way of determining your age, and spinal mobility is a whole other one. So we have to work at this. All right. So let's lift our chest through and then up again in cat and cow, chest through, and then up again in cat, chest through, inhaling, and then exhaling through our nose, inhaling through our nose, and exhaling. Very nice. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's lift our arm up, inhaling, and then draw it through that keyhole, and then drop it down. And you can extend the other arm straight up, or you could
put the back of your hand on your sacrum and lift that shoulder up, a deeper twist here. And you're breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. And last breath here. And then put that hand down, lift the arm up, inhaling and exhaling down. Let's lift the other arm up and come down. And I'm just going to leave you in that pose while I go and get my doggy who is barking at the back door. Right. So stay there, breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And good. Now just come up, inhaling all the way up, and then putting your hand down. Good. All right, let's do a nice balance pose on our knees. So you want to draw the belly button in, and you want to lift your left arm up, and then your right leg pointing back, so that you are in a hunting dog. These are duck hunting dogs that we are emulating. I'm from Manitoba originally. My dad was a duck hunter, and my uncle had these beautiful Springer Spaniel pointer dogs. All right, and then we'll put that hand down, and then the other one up. And then bring that knee down. And then let's go back into child's pose and just stretch our arm. We'll move towards the left, and we'll stretch the right hand forward, the right hip back. So we're really feeling the oppositional pull of yoga that works in quite wonderful ways. And now we're going to move over to the other side, breathing into that side body and stretching that left hand up while the left hip draws back. So it's a deep opening in the side body, and you're breathing into those ribs, feeling them like an accordion, opening up and then releasing. Good. All right, let's sit up again, and we're going to come into a twist. So once again, we just have our legs out, lift up your left knee, put your foot across the outside of the right thigh, bend the bottom knee, draw it in. And then here we have an opportunity. Once again, you can have your hips set slightly elevated if you like. And here we have an opportunity to stretch the opposite arm up. So we're moving up, up, up. And then we're putting the other hand behind us, lifting up. The movement is from the waist, turning around towards that leg, and then holding onto the leg and using that to help you twist a little bit further. And you're looking over that shoulder. Or you can use your arm in whatever way you like. You can have a bind here, which I have not mastered, but here you put your hand through that little keyhole and draw the other arm around and find a bind. You could use this, you could do this with a strap as well. All right. And I'm just twisting, I'm pressing into the backhand, pressing into my front foot,
And when I inhale, I'm rising up, and I'm exhaling, and I'm going a little bit further. I'm inhaling, rising up, and exhaling, I'm moving a little further around. Inhaling up, and then I'm exhaling a little further around. Good. Now let's just release that, surrender to the pleasure of releasing that, and press into the floor on the other side. So you're giving a little oppositional twist to your torso and your head. Good. And now we're coming back. We'll stretch our legs out. And we will lift the other knee up and perform the same magic on the other side. Pressing this foot into the ground, lifting the opposite arm up, this hand behind you, pressing into the ground, and then twisting from the waist around and really feeling the torso in motion, and your spine is like a lovely swizzle stick, twisting. Once again, inhaling and then twisting a little more deeply. And inhaling and twisting a little more deeply. And then we're coming back this way and stretching our legs out. Good. Very nice. Now, I think that I'm going to have a short class today. So I'm going to invite you to come down onto your back, and I'm having a short class. I'll do weight training Monday, Wednesday, Friday now, and I have to have a little bit of time. The other thing is I'm really learning how much water I need. So I recommend you have water at your side when you're doing your yoga class. Now, I have a strap here, and I have a block. And I'm using a little small cushion just on the back of my head to lift my forehead so that my forehead is higher than my chin. And I'm going to just put a strap around my foot here. And I'm going to straighten you can have this leg bent or you can straighten it out. And I'm just going to work a little bit more on our on legs and hips, opening it out to the side, and then allowing that feeling to settle into my body. I have my hand on this hip just to keep it from rising up. Both hips should be on the ground. And then I'm going to lift up and cross it over, extending that arm out. And at first, I'm just going to press out through the heel, and I'll have both hips on the ground. And now I'm going to just allow that hip to rise up. It's a different stretch, and extend out. And I'm looking at that arm. Both shoulders are on the ground. And I'm breathing here, feeling it. It's a very deep, 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 deep. It's a very deep movement. Good. And now I'm coming up. And I'm going to bend that knee, draw it in, give it a little cuddle, and put it on the ground. Then I'm lifting the other foot up, doing exactly the same thing. So here I am extending the bottom leg out, opening up that leg, and really feeling the stretch here in my groin, in my hamstring, because I'm really stretching the heels out. And I'm imagining I'm on a
sunny beach. I think I'm in Mexico. I really love the president of Mexico. She's a marvelous woman. She's extremely smart. I think she was a university professor of something. I'm not sure what. She's really a very strong and powerful woman. I really admire her. So I'm pretending I'm on the beach with her and we're chatting and I'm encouraging her. And she's encouraging me. All right, here we go. And now I'm lifting up my foot and I'm drawing it over towards the other side. And I'm looking towards that other arm. I guess I had it up here and I was just drawing it over slightly first, which is a really nice stretch here. And then if I lift up and stretch it over more, it's a movement in my hip, a different part of my hip. So you decide what feels okay for you. And you don't want to feel pain. You might feel discomfort. Discomfort is okay. Good. Now let's lift that up and then draw that leg in, give it a little cuddle. And then you can put your feet down. Now I'm taking the block and I'm going to put it underneath my sacrum. And bend my knees. I find a really good spot for it. So here you can just stay like this if you like, or you could extend your legs out in this lovely, quite modest back bone. You might want to readjust the block and really feel yourself relaxing into it. You'll want a pelvic tilt here. You don't need any pain in your lower back. And you can stretch out through your heels here. You could have your arms out to the side, down along your torso. You could stretch them up and over top just for fun. You could do some finger exercises here, joint mobility for people with arthritic tendencies, riding the spider up the wall to the top of your head, keeping that pelvic tilt, and then stretching your fingers out, making fists, and then flicking off all of your cares and woes. This is the flick off, the morning flick off, always a good thing to do. Good. Now let's just bend those knees and hello puppy. Bend those knees and lift your legs up. Now you could lift one leg up and then you could lift the other leg up, or you could keep doing that, or you could lift both legs up. And this is a lovely inversion. Feels fantastic, really. And I have my palms up here, just surrendering to the sun that's beating down on my body. And I'm talking with the president of Mexico. She's a fantastic woman. She's giving me tips on how to conquer the malign forces in Canada and resist the malign forces in the United States, and I feel enlightened. So I see this as an affirmative, imaginative exercise that will make my day happier and maybe even encourage me to get together with some women and plan social change, however we can manage it. All right, let's open our legs out. If you can, if you must. And then drawing from your inner legs, draw those legs up. And then let's open out again. Pressing out through the heels, pressing that P that's underneath the backs of your knees, so you're straightening your legs, and then opening, closing up again, like a clamshell here. All right, here we go. Good. Now I'm drawing my legs in towards me, putting my feet on the ground and rolling my spine down. Now here I'm going to just put my feet close to my glutes here, press my feet in, and we're going to work towards bridge. So just tip your pelvis up and then roll it down and tilt your pelvis up and your vertebra by vertebra, you're coming up, pressing your feet into the ground, clasping your hands possibly underneath you or holding onto the sides of your mat, and then stretching up. And here you don't want to move your head, you just want to press your pelvis up, press your thighs up, press your chest up, and press your arms and your feet down. Good. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. And here you can lift up your left knee and press your foot up, and then bend it again and press it down. Breathing, inhale and press up, and bend your knee and press it down, and then once again lift up, inhaling and exhaling, and then extend your arms out, roll down vertebra by vertebra, and then lift your knees up and give yourself a little cuddle, a little roly-poly, massaging your back, your shoulders, feeling a sense of release here. Put your feet down again. We're going to do our keyhole. We're going to put our ankle on the outside of our knee, lift the leg up, thread your arm through, hold on to either the thigh or the shin, and use this elbow to press this thigh out. You're drawing this thigh in, and you're pressing out with the other elbow. And here I've got my foot flexed and drawing that leg towards you. It's a wonderful stretch in that huge muscle in your glute. I think it's the largest muscle in the body, actually. Gluteus maximus. Good. And now we're just going to drop that foot to the ground, extend the arms out, and feel that wonderful twist again. And here you can allow your legs to fall, and you could actually put your hand on your leg and draw it down a bit more and look towards the outer edge. So you do you. See what feels good. And let's lift your legs up again and put your other leg, other ankle outside of your just above your knee, and then draw that leg in, clasp the thigh or the shin. Use this elbow to press out, pushing this out while you draw the other one in. So here we are. And I can feel that all down my gluteus maximus here. Very nice feeling. I know it's helping me to develop a better day, better posture, better seated posture, better movement, better walking. Just a general better functional movement during the day. Good. Now we're going to drop that leg down on the ground and look in the opposite direction. bring those legs back, put them down, and just stretch our legs out. And here we can, if you like, you can go to a wall and you can have your legs up the wall. You could be in a seated posture. You could be on your side, or you could be in traditional Shavasana, which is your legs extended below you. Allow your feet to fall out. Your arms, hands up. You can lift your shoulders up, draw your shoulder blades down your spine, and really just shake a little bit to settle into the ground. Imagine that you are on a beach, there's sand below you, and you actually can sink into the floor, into the mat, an inch or so. It's welcoming your surrender to this very moment. And now we're just inhaling and exhaling and feeling the skin on your scalp relax, the skin on your forehead give up, give in. The skin on your cheeks, it just descends, it's melting. And then perhaps your lower jaw opens slightly, your tongue falls into your lower jaw, your lips are open perhaps. And you feel a sense of release in your neck, shoulders, arms, your hands, your waist, your chest, your ribs, your hips, your pelvis, thighs, knees, ankles, feet. Your whole body just gives into the moment. And all the time, the sun is beating down on you with gentle rays of heat and light. And I'm going to read a short meditation, guide you through a meditation from the language of Yin by Gabrielle Harris. So this meditation connects people and reminds us how energy moves and shifts and transforms. In this meditation, we'll feel bright light move through all the rooms of our body to just outside of our skin, to anyone around you, to the trees and the rivers and the lakes, and finally to all of the environment. So you can feel your body settling into the floor. You can feel the gentle curve of your back. You can feel your shoulders and your arms relaxing. You can imagine a color, any color. It could be gold or blue, light or dark. You can imagine that color in your belly. In Sanskrit, the word for sun is Jyoti. Feel the light like the sun or Jyoti from within. You can imagine this light moving from your belly through your body, into your chest and your heart, down into your arms and fingers. The light is now moving into your lower limbs, to your feet and your toes, filling you up with warmth. See how the light fills your mind, fills your head with sunlight. Let the light radiate outside of your body into the room, into anyone else in your place of dwelling. Feel it in the room around you. Now, as you sit in the light, as you lay down in the light fills the room and connects you to all the bodies who've come to the practice today. See the light sift and filter its way outside of your room, into the wind, into the trees, into the bushes, into the lake, into the river, into the stream and the ravine and the mountain, until it fills the entire planet. The light isn't selective. It moves its way through the world, touching and filling every sentient being until the universe is one bright light, and you are a part of it, and it is a part of you. So you can stay in your Shavasana for a few moments longer, radiating in the warm presence of this light, of this connection, yoked. And you can begin to feel that light warming your body into movement. And your fingers and your toes are moving and stretching in that light. Your hands are moving. You could perhaps stretch your arms up above your body. You could stretch your legs out below you. You could draw your knees into your chest and roll onto your side and push yourself up into a heated position, into a heated and seated position. So I feel very warmed by that practice. I'm very glad I got to meet the President of Mexico, whom I admire, and I'm glad that you joined me today in this welcoming of the light. It's coming. It's February, almost March. It's coming, and we are welcoming friendships and connection and action. The teacher in me salutes and honors the teacher in you. The student in me honors the student in you. The light in me honors the light in you. Deep bows to all of you. And the merit of my practice goes out to my mother, who suffers from Alzheimer's, and everyone else who is tending, caring, loving someone who is suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's and other diseases. It's a journey. Deep breaths. Thank you.